frightening to think that we can matter that much to people. That's my favorite line from Drew Dudley's TED Talk called Everyday Leadership. In his TED Talk, he talks about how he enthusiastically hands over a lollipop to a girl on her first day of school to promote his student group. And he cracks a joke while doing this. But what he didn't know was that this just happened at the right moment at the right time. Because that girl was about to drop out of school, but that moment changed her decision. And he called moments like these lollipop moments. And that's kind of what Project 365 is about. Over the summer, I started to do a lot of thinking and writing, and I began to realize that everything we do has an impact on others, whether we realize it or not. And it's up to us to think about our individual actions and make choices about our actions. And I knew I wanted to do something. I knew I wanted to try, and I knew I wanted to try to make a difference. And that's kind of how the idea of Project 365 came along. 365 days, 365 photos, and 365 acts of kindness. Why not try to make a difference every day? And why not try to make every day special? And usually I'll have ideas, but I won't go after them, but this one was different. Because this one wasn't just about me, this one was about everybody around me. And I went and bought a camera. I bought some film, and I bought the website domain, and that's just kind of how it all started. And from then on, every day has been a new adventure for me. And now I'd like to share some stories with you. So there used to be this 7-Eleven near the place I used to work at, and there was a homeless guy who always hung around there. I always passed by him, but I never actually talked to him, until one day when I decided to change this. I went up to him, after walking past him about 5 times to actually build up the courage to talk to him, because it was near the beginning of the project, I went and talked to him, and I bought him a meal. I got to learn about his story, and the interesting thing was, my boss came up to me after, when I got back to work, and he said, "I saw you talking to that guy at lunch, and I've always wanted to talk to him, but I've never built the courage to do so, so I'm glad you did that." Last semester I was also working, so I knew that there were a lot of students on campus who were stressing out over exams, so I made a final survival kit. It had everything you need to get through your finals. It had caffeine, it had juice boxes, it had Post-it notes, and it had Kleenex to wipe away those post-exam tears. I put it all in a little bag, and I dropped it off on someone's desk and ran away, not knowing what to expect. This is Sarah. She was the receiver of the kit, and she found me through Twitter. We met her for coffee, and she told me that this couldn't have happened at a better time because she wasn't doing so well in that course, but this actually helped her motivate her and helped her pass that final. I think we should go about being more aware of the people around us. For example, I always pass by the same metro worker on my way to the LRT, and I never do anything about it, but one day I decided to change this, and I gave her a box of chocolates, and you could just see the smile wipe across her face. And you know what? Moments like that are exactly why Project 365 exists. On campus, I've also created a share jar. And I just hid this somewhere on campus. And on it, it says, "Take what you need, leave what you can." And basically, it's just a way to get students to interact with each other and share what they have, share that university experience in a new kind of way. So now I'm on a day 130-something of this project. I have this huge stack of photos at home, and although this started as a personal project, I want it to be more. I want to create a community around kindness. So I needed to raise awareness about this somehow. I created a logo, and then I also created a Facebook page. And on this Facebook page, I invite people to share their stories of acts of kindness that they've done, or maybe some things that people have done for them, just to let the public know that there are people just like you and I trying to make a difference. And one idea that came along was the idea of kindness journals. So in the front, would have an explanation about the project. It would encourage people to try doing an act of kindness and just writing about their experience in the journal. And then just passing on this journal to a different stranger. And at the back of this journal would be a return address. So this is kind of a social experiment to see whether or not, whether you could get a physical journal full of people's stories by the end of it. And you never know who it could end up in the hands of. So today I brought some with me, and if you'd like to come talk to me afterwards, I'd be happy to give you one. One thing that I'm also keen on is collaboration. There's this group that I've been talking to a lot at the U of A called U of A Compliments. And what they do is they allow students to anonymously write comments about their peers, which are posted on the U of A Compliments page. And I want to work with them to create a post-it note wall. So what this post-it note wall would be like just a pop-up interactive workshop where one day any students passing by could just write a little compliment on a post-it note wall, slap it on the wall, and by the end of the day, you'd have this huge wall filled with post-it notes, just to let people on campus know how many great people there are. So what I want you to remember is that together, I think we can work together to create a better community. Everything you do, all your actions have an impact on others. I'm encouraging you today to try doing something different. Try doing a kind thing maybe for a stranger. Create your lollipop moment. See the kind of impact your actions can have, and maybe create several lollipop moments. If you're interested in getting involved with Project 365, I encourage you to go to the Facebook page and share your stories with me. Come grab a journal from me afterwards, or even attend future events or workshops that we have. I want you to remember that your actions are powerful, that you matter, so go make a difference. Thank you.